Hello everybody, welcome to the Bison Coaches Corner. I'm your host Jeremy Jorgenson, episode 2 for the season. The Bison men had 2 conference games this past weekend. We're right in the heart of conference play, and we welcome Dave Richman here to chat about Bison men's basketball. And Coach, after the dust settled this weekend, you had 2 conference games, you had a road loss, a home win. What are your thoughts about this weekend?
Well, obviously you're disappointed in any loss, and you go in expecting to win them all. But road games are tough, especially with a young group and battling some adversity with some different things. But pleased to respond and get one against Western on Friday night.
How about South Dakota game? Let's talk about that first off. It was a loss. Some good things came out of that game, though. You fought through adversity, like you said. Some of the guys were sick. It's a tough road trip. South Dakota is very capable under Craig Smith. Talk about that game.
Well, yeah, let's first and foremost, South Dakota, what's won our league the last couple of years? Experience, and they threw out 1 freshman. Other than that, they're a bunch of juniors and seniors. We came out, had a good start, credit them. They battled back on their home court, and it was a great college basketball game. It came down to the last, minute, seconds. They made a few more plays than we did, unfortunately. But I think we learned a lot about ourselves, and again, I think our young, inexperienced group, in particular a couple of our freshmen, are learning what it takes for 40 minutes, in particular on the road.
So you come back, you play Western Illinois, a solid team with some experience. Garrett Covington, very nice player, averaging 16 points a game. You did a great job on him. Talk about that night as a whole. A great crowd, but you did a nice job defensively on Covington and got a nice win.
No question, it was good to get back in our home-friendly confines, to have our Bison fans around, we basically, with the quick turnaround and the limited number of guys that we're playing, we haven't been able to practice very long and try to keep our legs fresh. And so credit our guys, executed a game plan, a scouting report very well. And to hold a team to 48 points is tremendous, and to hold the starting group to 11 points is really a credit to our guys locking in.
Okay, looking forward to this week, Dave. I'm curious about this turnaround at IUPUI, just your thoughts on that. Last year, 1-13. They only won 6 games, but here they are 3-2. They had a coaching change. Jason Gardner, who was a fantastic player at Arizona, came from Memphis as well. He brought in some players, and things are working for him, aren't they? And that's your first game on this road trip.
No question. That's where we'll be Thursday night. And I think that's a lot to it. Just a new face, a new face, a couple new voices. And from all indications, they've got a few new bodies as well. But they're competing a little bit harder, executing a little bit better. Got a tremendous road win at Omaha on Sunday, and for them to be 3-2 to start the league, and 4 of their first 5 on the road, this is a team to be reckoned with, a different team than the past few years.
Then it's IPFW. These guys were picked to win the league. It was a nail-biter last year to go to the big dance down in Sioux Falls. They have a lot of those same players back. Slow start for them, however. They're 1-4. They also play at South Dakota State this week, so a very tough start for them. But looking at the Oral Roberts game, they played very well in that game. They're just not winning games right now, but they're still very capable.
Well, absolutely. I think that, maybe Fort Wayne in particular summarizes or just kind of what the Summit League is all about right now. They're picked to win it. They're 1-4, but obviously there's a reason why they're picked to win it. They've got the parts. They battled some injuries, I know. They're going to be ready. That's a tough team to play, no matter when and where you're playing them, just because, Steve Forbes is as good as there is in the league. They've got tremendous parts around them, We're going to have our hands full. 3 of our next 4 are on the road, and this will be a real interesting stretch for our young group.
This is really the gut check time of year for everybody in college basketball. Talk about the climate of the sport right now, where it is so hard to win true road games, especially January, February in conference play, and that's what you're going to find out here in the next couple weeks. It is hard to win on the road. So where do you go? How do you really dig down deep and get some road wins here?
Well, that's what we had a really spirited practice yesterday, and that's what we're trying to get our guys to understand, is that shooting might not travel on the road, and you're going to battle some adversity, whether it's a call or where you're sleeping and all that, but defense and rebounding travels, and that's where we've got to be good, and fortunately we have been pretty good there, and we've got to sustain that here this stretch.
Hey, do you ever step back and think, I suppose you don't, but if the season ended today, you'd be the #1 seed, so you have set the table and put things in your control, really, for the rest of the season here?
It's a great start, Jeremy. There's no question. I think our guys are playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. We're proud of where we're at right now. At the same time, we don't have time. We understand that, that we're still 11 conference games left, the conference tournament, and with the parity in this league, we have got to keep getting better. That being said, I still feel with our youth and our inexperience, we've still got some room to get better, which is exciting and encouraging.
Well, great start. IUPUI this week and IPFW. Scott Miller will have the call on the Bison Radio Network for you. We'll recap both of those games here next week on the Bison Coaches Corner. Have a great week, everybody.